Well, folks, we are officially driving to Mexico for my mule deer hunt. I just got off the plane from Fargo, North Dakota. Very excited to be back here in this part of the world. Well, folks, we have made it to the big city here. We're going to be staying in a hotel this week since we're not out here very long. We're going to check in, maybe use the bathroom, and then we're going to get to it. Well, folks, we're officially out here now. There are just a ton of turkeys over there on the side of the road. I didn't get a video of them. Hopefully we see something tonight. I think we're going to go try to glass down by the river where the sun will be on our backs. Well, folks, we're official. We're going to head down to the river over here and do some glassing off a point we marked on Onyx. Guys, we're out here at the perfect time. It is beautiful out here tonight. First glassing spot, guys. It looks pretty good right now. Folks, look at that. Feral hog. He is very, very lucky that we're not shooting him. Headed back to the truck, folks. Calling it a night. Headed up the wall of this canyon, folks. I think we're gonna go sit on the point over here by the river. Not too bad. Look, I have a spot over here, folks. We got a lot of country to see. Well, folks, we just saw our first deer way on that ridge over there. It's walking towards us. I think it's going to feed into this little valley here. Well, we've never spotted a deer again, so we're hiking over here up on this little ridge to see if we can spot it about an hour later after we first seen it. We're walking back to the truck now, folks. I think we're going to go and see if we can find us a different spot today to maybe go glass midday. Probably eat some lunch too while we're at it. Well, folks, we've been doing a lot of glassing since it's the heat of the day. Haven't seen anything, so I decided to come down here, walk one of these canyons, see if I can find one bedded up in all this thick stuff. Guys, I'm going to be careful here, but I think that is quicksand I'm sinking into. Better get out of this spot. Whew. There's a lot of tracks in little areas like this where it's all torn up. I'm halfway thinking that it's javelina. Well, I guess it could be a hog, but the tracks are pretty small. I don't know what they are. Walking in back to the spot where we saw that buck this morning. Hopefully we can get on him. Hopefully he comes back tonight. I don't know for sure if he was a buck, but he was sure big bodied. Well, folks, second morning here. It's about an hour before shooting light. We're trying to put a new spot down by the river here. Hopefully we'll see something today. Well, folks, if you can see us, we've made it to our glassing spot. And we're just sitting here waiting for the sun to come up. We got about a half hour. Well, folks, he was glassing and he's like, just a second ago, he was 40 yards for some does. I don't know if you ever saw them, but they just went up and over that hill right behind him. Okay, folks, I got my gun now. We're gonna go right over there. We're gonna see if we can get on these deer on the other side of this canyon. Looked like there were 4 does, but I mean, that's more than anything else we've seen in this unit so far. So we're gonna give it a chance. Well, folks, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all right here. Wish there was a buck. Folks, we're gonna let them crest that ridge and then we're gonna sneak up. It seems like these canyons are holding deer. That's 10 that have come out of this one right here. Folks, I doubt you can see. Oh yeah, you can see them. Bunch of them sitting right over there. Let's sneak up there and get a closer look, see if any of them are bucks. Right there. Oh, my dad just saw 2 more does back there in the canyon past this one. Go down at the bottom. So I think I'm gonna get to this next one. It's a little bigger and blast down to the big bottom area. Well, folks, we didn't see any more deer over there. Walked far enough where we hit a road, so now we're walking back to the truck. just down there. Wish those were bugs, but it's not a bug. That's too bad. This is a really good looking canyon, guys. Already I've seen 3 deer in it. What I've been doing is just walking down, and I've just been sitting on a rock and just picking apart each little under area of the trees, seeing if there's a deer bedded under there feeding. So I'm gonna keep doing that all the way down till I get to the creek down there. Well, folks, we got a really good looking setup right here. Awesome looking canyon. Spotting Scout got my camera, got the gun. We got a big canyon to look over. There's a heck of a game trail coming through here. Guys, I shit you not. That is an aoudad right down there. What in the hell? Goodness. Folks, why does this have to be a damn drone? Look at that. This wasn't a drone. That's definitely what I was hearing last night. I almost want to say that's a little lamb. I really wish this was over the counter on that area. I would shoot the crap out of these ones. They ain't quite as big as that one me and my buddy seen. Where she they'd eat. I never really could eat. Folks, if you can see there in the Kingdom Mountain, decided to join up. Oh, there he is. Oh, man. Look at that. Now that's a sheep right there. He is one. Folks, if this was just an over-the-counter unit, man, bunch of them right there. That one is a decent ram. Well, guys, those aoudad just left. Maybe we'll have some more deer funnel into the canyon. I'm not sure. Hopefully we see something here because it is really, really cold this morning and really windy. Well, folks, figured we'd do some walking around now. See what we can see. So we're going to go all the way down this drainage and up the next one over. Deer right there. I think it's a doe. Oh my gosh. Look at that. No freaking way. Literally just saw that as I was filming. Holy shit. There's a bunch of aoudad. Wow. That's a freaking bruiser right behind him. I cannot believe that. Oh my gosh. You are kidding me. That's crazy. That is freaking crazy. Well, folks, definitely getting warmer out here. If all the deer weren't bedded down in the canyons like this before, they are now. I think what I'm going to spend the rest of the day doing is popping into as many little finger canyons as I can, seeing if I can just spot a deer in the bottom. It seems like every huge drainage has at least 1 or 2 deer somewhere in it. So we're going to keep at it here. Made it back to the road, guys. There's my ride coming over here. We're gonna go find us another canyon to glass into. Guys, there sure are some pretty views up here. I think we're gonna glass down in this river bottom all the way around. Well, folks, it's 4th and long right now. Final day of the hunt. I am hightailing it over here to a new canyon. This will probably be the last new canyon I look at. Then I'm gonna go sit somewhere in glass for the evening and see what we can do, but see if we can make it happen. Well, folks, that is officially gonna be the end of my New Mexico mule deer hunt. Didn't get anything. It was still fun. I fly back to North Dakota tomorrow, hopefully. Just got a notification that my departure time was switched and I'm getting a refund. I don't know what that's all about. So that might lead to some problems, but it was a good trip nonetheless. So thank you for watching.